Hey guys, I'm Aditya Thakur and welcome back to Newton School. In this video, we will get started with built-in functions in Python. So we are almost at the end of our Python playlist, and before we conclude this, I wanted to cover some of the functions that are available to us in Python. And in this video, we'll look at all the different built-in functions that are available in Python. We'll see how we can work with them, and yeah, let's get started with the video. So before I dive right in, Newton School is a platform that prepares you for your career in tech. So they have courses designed for freshers, working professionals, and also for women with no tech background. And Newton School would first train you for like 6 months and help you become an amazing full stack developer. And after the training is done, it will ensure that you get placed in some of the best companies in the country. And the best part is that Newton School has a pay after placement program, so you don't have to pay anything until and unless you are placed with the minimum 5 lakh CTC. So a little about the Launchpad initiative. It's taken by Newton School to help people who want to start coding from scratch and learn the basics of different programming languages for absolutely free of cost. So this video would also be available in the Launchpad section, and you can practice several quizzes and assignments related to the course. Alright, so let's get started with the video. What I'll do is I'll quickly go over to newtonschool.co, and here if you do not already have a account, you can quickly sign up, but since I already have one, I'll just log into my account. So once I'm on my profile, I'll go over to Playground, and here go down to Algorithm Playground and create a new playground. So you can also use an existing one, it's totally up to you. But I like to create new ones for new videos. So once we are here on the code editor, the first step to do is to select a compiler. Since we have been working with Python 3, I'll go ahead with Python 3.8.1. So let's get started with the functions, right? The first function that I would cover is absolute. ABS returns the absolute value of a number. What it means is basically, if there is a negative number, it would just give me the positive of it, removing the negative sign. So to use this function, you can type in ABS and then pass in the value. Like it could be any number like 7.8, right? And I can print this out. Alright, let me run this once, and it should print it out to console. Now where can it be used? So there could be certain questions where you need to they have, the user might input any value, it could be positive, negative, and you only want the numerical part of it, as in this particular example too, there was minus 7.8, but if I wanted only like 7.8 part of that, so you can use the absolute function. What would happen is if this were a positive number, if I'll run this now, let me also zoom in a bit, and you'll see like the output would remain the same. Let me just change it so that you can see the difference, right? So if it's a positive number, there should be no effect on it. If it has a negative sign, so that negative sign would be removed. Now this function can be used in a number of places, so this is one important function. Then there is also another built-in function called all, which can be used for particularly lists. Now we have covered lists, like let me say there is a bool list, which basically has like a list of students who have passed an exam. So you could have a certain check, as in if marks are greater than 50, let us say, the student has passed. So accordingly this list would be modified with something. So if there, if every student of that particular institution passes the exam, so it would automatically be like a all true list. Now how can you check if all the elements in a list are true? So you can use the built-in function in Python called all and pass in the name of your list. And let us see what happens. And it should return true. Now if there was like a student who failed that particular exam and the list has like false in it, if you run this program, then you would get false printed out to console, because it's this all function checks if all the elements in a list are true or not. If one is false, it would directly return false. So these are like the two functions that we have covered so far. There is another called any, which returns true if any item in an iterable object is true. So any function can be also used similarly. Let me change this here. And since we had false because one element was false in the list, if I run this program now, it should print out true to console, because any would return true even if one element is true. So for example, let us say like the teacher wanted like at least one student should have passed the exam, so he can use the any function to check if even if one element is true in the list. So there are other functions. One is the bool function, so which returns the boolean value. How this works is basically you can type in, we're looking at the bool function now, and it returns the boolean value. And let us say like there is a x variable, and you'll type in bool and pass in like a number. So what would be the boolean value of 1? So it is true, right? If it is 0, let me run this program once, and it should print out false. The bool function for 0 and 1 returns true and false accordingly. As in, if you'll pass in 1, it would return true. If you'll type in 0, it would return false. And the next function that I want to take up now is the chr function. So the chr function, what it does is it returns the character that represents the specified Unicode. So how can you use it? Basically, the chr function, and there is a variable x, and you can type in chr and pass in character code and then print x to console. Okay, let's try running this once, and it would print out a. If you were to type in 99, it should print out C, right? So there are like the so as you can see in the table, for the value 97, we have the character A. Similarly, you can type in 65 here, and if you will print this out to console, you will get a capital A. So this chr function is used to return the character that represents the specified Unicode. And you can check out this table where you can see the Unicode and see the corresponding character for each. And this is how you can use the char function. So if you are given Unicodes and you want to return characters, there is this built-in function available in Python. Okay, so the last function that I want to take up is called div mod, and you can type in div mod, and let me just show you real quick how it works. And you'll get 2,1. So what happens is the div mod function returns a tuple. So we have the circular brackets, which means it is a tuple containing the quotient and the remainder when argument 1 is divided by argument 2. So we have the argument 5, which is being divided by 2. So what would be the quotient? 2 twos are 4, so you'll get 2 as the quotient, and the remainder when you'll divide 5 by 2 would be 1. Therefore we have the second value here, 1. So this is our argument 1, this is our argument 2, this is the dividend, and this is the divisor. So div mod function would return the quotient and the remainder. So you will get the quotient, as in when you will divide a 5 by 2, you will go like 2 twos are 4, and 2 would be the quotient up there, and you'll get that printed out to console first, and then you will also get the remainder, as in we'll have 4, so 5 minus 4 is 1, so 1 would be the remainder, and you'll get that too. And both of these values would be in a tuple, so you can use these values for mathematical operations. As in, if you were given two arguments, you wanted to know both the quotient and the remainder, you can use this built-in function in Python called div mod, and you'll get both the values as a tuple, and you can get them and use them accordingly in the program. So that is it for the video. We wanted to cover like the basic functions, built-in functions that are available in Python. We'll also have a part 2 to this video because there are a few still left. So if you haven't already, do subscribe the channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to be notified whenever we upload the next video. And thank you so much for watching.